Hey, everybody, it's Kelly. I was trying to get my intro to go and it just didn't want to work. So we're just popping in like this today. Welcome to the Being Curious show. Today is a fun one. This is a special edition. And about 3 years ago, I was actually having this beautiful lunch. And a dear friend named Joan walked by and she was all just happy and giggly and like, "Joan, what happened? Where were you?" And she's like, "I just egged." And I was like, "You egged? What did you do?" And she told me all about it, and she said that I needed to meet the amazing Sharon Crowley at the Center of Healing in St. Paul and go experience an egg session. So me being the curious girl that I am, of course I signed up right away and called her, and I jumped into an egg, and I had an amazing experience. And through Sharon, I met Gail, and Gail Lynn is the founder, owner, creator, entrepreneur. I mean, amazing lady all around. And she started the harmonic egg. And today we're going to talk about It's Time, which is a documentary that came together in about 9 months from conception to marketing and rolling it out in screenings. And I just watched it last week and I'm so excited to share with you. So I'm going to bring right now Gail Lynn to the show and we're going to talk about this beautiful, free, by the way, free documentary called It's Time. Before I bring her in, you can watch it and stream it live again for free at www.itstime.love. It's time.love. Welcome to the show, Gail.
Thank you. I'm so excited. You're amazing. I loved your introduction.
Without my introduction. I'm just like, well, that's what happens
That's
when you
why I said
DJ your
that.
own show. Life happens. Oh, good. And it was lovely. I was at this beautiful little cafe and I saw Joan, and Joan is just this amazing spirit. And she's like, I just egged. And I'm like, oh my gosh, whatever you're doing, I want to try that too. So that's the little serendipity of how you and I met.
I love it. I know I can't believe it was 3 years ago. And then we met and we've been doing advertising with Edge Magazine, which has been amazing. And now here we are talking about the documentary to have more love in the world and more kindness and more connectedness, more community, less judgment, and listening to our bodies. So I'm super excited to have this conversation with you.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Okay, so tell us a little bit about, let's go to the harmonic egg and then we'll flow into It's Time. Tell us about your magical eggs.
So, I wanted to see the world have a more, healthy quality of life. When I watched my parents die of medical error deaths, and I was really sick, just like the same healing story that you hear from other people. You're sick and you heal yourself and then you teach, right? And
Right.
so I'm super blessed. I'm super humbled. The egg is amazing we're vibrational beings of light and sound from source, from God. And so why aren't we healing with sound and light if that's what we're made up of, right? So the
Right.
egg is sound and light. And what I feel like it's doing and what it has done for me is it has really connected me with source energy, with the universal wisdom, with my higher self. And I can feel love for people just on the streets now. And this wasn't who I was back in the day. I had so much baggage. I had so much crap because, you get cheated on, you get lied to, you have an alcoholic father, you're molested by the priest of your parish when you're 14 years old. And your husband leaves you for a tour guide when you're in Peru together. I had a lot of anger and I had a lot of hate and a lot of, oh my gosh, just just not good energy. And so,
Right.
then guess what? My liver was compromised because of the anger. That's where you hold anger. And I thought, why am I giving all these people my power? This is stupid. And
Right.
then I just started to see things in a different way. And I know it was from the egg using sound and light to release all that cellular trauma, all that stuff that's just holding you back. Why? There's really no limits to the human being. We're magical beings. So I created this magical egg for people to take their life back, to empower themselves, to connect to their higher power, and to be able to be these magical fairy type, energy beings that we are meant to be.
Okay, I've been wanting to ask you this. How did you come up with it? Because I know you have a design background. I see you sketching. I mean, I don't see Pinterest boards. I see just sketching and playing and building. And so tell me about that process.
So I was an engineer from Detroit. So I did have a CAD background, Unigraphics, Calma, AutoCAD. I was, in the drafting department, the CAD department. Then I went to project management. So, I think it was a fun joke from the universe to put me into, this automotive engineering background. I go to telecom. I moved to Texas and I get into telecom and I'm doing international business. And then I jump into Hollywood and do a Hollywood film that took 7 years and almost killed me, having a nervous breakdown from how stressful that was. So I'm like, ha ha, universe, you are funny because I needed all this stuff to do what I'm doing now. And
Yeah.
yes, the first downloads of the egg, I was able to just get all my drafting tools out and I drafted up a front view, a side view, a top view, like cutout views. This is what it's going to look like from the inside. And I had one of my friends look at me and goes, "You just drew this up." And it was like 15 minutes. I said,
Yeah.
"Yeah." He's like, "Oh my God." I said, "It's all right here in my little head. It came through. It's not from me. It came through me."
Right.
And it was super easy. And I'm left-handed, so I'll do it with my left hand and just like do, 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 do. And it was there. And I said, "This is going to be the size. This is going to be everything." He says, "Okay." So one person already told me it couldn't be done. But when I presented it to him, he's a lot of the Tesla consciousness. So
Hmm.
he and I are a lot alike. If you can dream it, you can do it. And
Yep.
hold my beer and get out of my way.
Yep.
And
Straight
watch
up.
this. Yeah, watch this. That's why I think it's hold my beer and watch this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when somebody tells me you can't do something, I was like, "Oh no, you didn't. Oh no, you didn't
Yeah.
tell me I can't do that."
I love it. We're gonna make t-shirts, hold my beer. And
Yeah,
watch
and watch
out.
this.
Wow. I've been so how many eggs are all around the world now?
We've sold over 200. Some centers have 2 eggs, 3 eggs. So there's 150 some locations on the website in 12 countries. And I really haven't even marketed it. I mean, people would call me up and say, "Oh, the egg found me." What do you mean the egg found you? I'm an engineer from Detroit. Don't tell me the egg found you.
Right.
And they would say, "No, no, no, the egg found me." And I said, "Okay." So over the years, I can't deny the fact that there's something magical, there's something spiritual, there's something that's out of this world about it.
And if anyone's curious, go to harmonicegg.com for more information. There's videos, there's locations, there's probably a location near you. I I I've been very, very blessed. I've egged in 4 different eggs, which is just amazing. I just went, in, your new location in Stillwater, and, Shelly, I went and experienced her egg, and what I wanna share to our audience is these egg owners love their eggs. They love I mean, they're like babies, they're like children, but they're even more. They're just magical, and every beautiful owner. And if you've seen our social media, we run little videos all the time of all the different egg owners around the world. They just light up when they just start talking about their egg or putting the video towards their egg, and it's just amazing. And when you walk into it, there's a full experience of egging. You don't just show up and egg. There is ceremony. The owners will ask you questions and dial in with you. And when you're put in, and it's like this warm hug, and the music and the light and the sound and just everything. I tell people, just go egg, and then ask me later. Just trust me and go and egg. And I have a lot of people that are like, I'm so grateful that I'm egging. So That's my
Yes. The
that's my
egg
10
we
minutes on
call
the
them
eggs.
no, we call them the egg guardians because they're beautiful souls that the egg did find
Oh,
them.
yeah.
We have protocols that are so caring, our brand attributes for the company, because I wanted to create a company that wasn't the matriarch or was not the patriarchal cooperation or competition. Let me start over. Um, the franchise model, the
Yeah.
models that we have right now for business are so patriarchal and so competitive. And I wanted to have more of a feminine competition. Is not really how we want to do. We want to do cooperation. We want to have the individuals live in love and abundance and not fear and desperation. And so our brand attributes are love and integrity and reliability and community. And we hope that every center you go to, you feel the love and you feel that warm hug and you feel like the womb energy and a cocoon. And the protocols are not like slam bam, thank you, ma'am. It's we spend time with you and we ask you, what is your intention? And we help hold that intention for you. And we set the perfect light settings and the perfect sound settings for you. Unlike a doctor's office, you got 15 minutes and you're on the clock and you're just a number and a dollar amount. And we want our egg guardians to be, of the utmost love and support, because we're creating, and we probably have one of the only modalities on the market today that is this individual healing experience where you can raise your consciousness. It's not group healing. We need to heal individually before we can heal as a community. And we have to work on ourselves and our shadows and our shadow sides and release all that trauma that's holding you back and making you feel like you're a victim, you're entitled. No, we create our own reality. And if you want to do something, go do it. Focus on it and go do it. I don't like when people say, "Oh, well, I can't because," or, because my dad was an alcoholic. You know what? Get over it. You can get over it. I always say, put your big girl panties on or put your big boy panties on and go, because we can
Yeah.
accomplish anything we want. It's trauma and all this stuff that holds us back, all this baggage that we're, hauling along on this journey of life that's holding us back. And there's really nothing holding you back but you.
Right. That's beautiful. Something that I tell my clients when I'm working one-on-one is, we chose to incarnate at this time and show up on earth like, "Hello." And I believe you have this checklist of experiences that you wanna go down and definitely make sure that you experience for your soul. Your soul's curious. We are divine beings having a human experience, and everything that you've listed from just everything that you've talked about are definitely items on the checklist that your soul's curious, like, "I'm gonna go experience this. I'm gonna go experience this." And choosing it and processing it and then releasing it rather than just carrying it like a cement block is just such a powerful way of looking at it, dealing with it, and then just letting it go and saying, "Thank you. I never wanna experience you again. Check. Done. Boom." Right?
I know,
So
but
let's
it
talk.
makes us who we are too.
Oh gosh, yes. I mean, come on. Like, right? Like, why would anyone choose to be one of Jeffrey Dahmer's victims? Not my
To have the
jam, but
experience.
to have the
Yeah.
experience, right? Like
Yeah.
okay. So let's now flow. We have these beautiful eggs again, harmonicegg.com. Check it out. Um, it's time. And you and I were actually talking right when it was the ideas were percolating. Um, and watching you go from the ideas, I want to do this, getting all of these beautiful people together, your production team, like everything. And then in 9 months, I mean, you and I were talking and you're like, "Yeah, I picked up the score and I'm doing this, this, and this, and okay, now it's live." I have not experienced someone just absolutely manifesting an idea, grabbing it and like, "Hold my beer. I'm gonna do this." Right? So tell us about that journey. And I'll hold your beer.
Well, yeah, hold my beer. Oh my gosh. Uh, it's crazy. I don't even really, I mean, it was so magical. So I had a friend of mine, I said, okay, listen, I got to take the egg to the next level because we're in the medicine of the future. We are in the frequency medicine is the medicine of the future. The future is now, people. We're in it. We're going to see a lot of beautiful modalities come out. We have to be discerning. The cream will
Mm,
always rise to the top. And so you want to make sure that you're listening to your body. You might walk into a center and there's a machine there and you have a sick feeling in your stomach. Just leave. You don't have to subject yourself to something that doesn't feel good. Yeah, there's probably going to be a cancellation fee or somebody's going to be mad at you. But what's the alternative? You did something that harms your body that might take 2 weeks to 2 months to 2 years to fix. So if
right.
you get that small, still voice that says, then maybe just listen to it. And so that's what we have to navigate. We don't want this industry regulated by the government. We want to be discerning and listen to our own bodies and do this. So I said to this guy, I said, how do I take the egg to the next level? He's like, you'll have to do a documentary. I was like, okay. Why I say okay to everything, I don't know. My boyfriend keeps telling me, Gail, stop doing new projects. I said, okay. So new project, documentary. Okay, that should be easy. I've got the experience. I know how to make a movie. But I didn't want a documentary that was an infomercial for the egg. And people was like, oh, she just put that out there because she wanted to, promote the egg. That really wasn't what my intention was. I was sick and tired of seeing people judging each other, not loving each other, and the division. The division of the United States of America should be called the divided states of America right now, which is really making me angry. You know, I don't care if you have a mask or you don't have a mask. You're vaccinated, you're not vaccinated. You're black, you're white, you're purple, you're orange, you're green. I don't care. Like, we
Right.
are all one. We are all connected, people. Get your crap together and let's be divided and let's take our power back. And that's really what I wanted. And so people said, oh, you got to interview Bruce Lipton and Joe Dispenza and Greg Braden. I said, no, they're the has-beens. Their message is already out there. I want fresh faces. I want fresh ideas. I want people that maybe some people know, but they don't have a message that's already, this has already been played over and over and over again.
Right.
So all of a sudden I started going, okay, I want Penny Kelly. I love her message. I want Stephen Ross. I want Cynthia Andrews. I want Ani Williams, Susie Miller. These people I respect, and I know that their heart is full of love and integrity. And I'm like, these are the people that I want. And I said, there's no way I'm going to be able to get Penny Kelly to say yes. And she did. Oh, there's no way. Ani Williams. Oh, this is the funniest part. Ani Williams lives in France. And I had a budget. I put in $300,000 of my own money to do this. I'm offering it for free because I want this message out there. It was a passion project and it just came together. I manifested it with no problem. And I'm like, Ani's in France. There's no way I can afford in this budget to fly her out, blah, blah, blah. So I call her up. Okay, Ani, what are the chances, I'm going to ask, that you could be filming in the United States March 20th? And she said, and as a matter of fact, I haven't been to the US for 5 years. And I just happened to be flying in on the 18th. I'm like, no way. I said, well, we're filming in Sedona. Where are you flying into? She goes, Phoenix. I'm like, no way. I can't believe this. This is how it came together. We
Wow.
had one lady that we were supposed to have in the film, and I was on the verge of, like, I don't know. I was kind of teetering. Maybe she's not the right one. So she wasn't able to come. I already bought her ticket. And of course, I was like, okay, I know this is serendipitous. So there was another guy that I thought, we only have one guy. Let's get another guy. I call him up. It just so happened that the dates that we were filming, he was taking a vacation and he was able to come. Everything was divine. Everything was perfect. Everything came together. I don't even really understand how. We had 6 days of filming in 3 different states, and we went into editing. The music score wasn't coming together. And my intuition says, oh, who did the ending song? This is what my guides were telling me. Call the person who did the ending song of your movie, Protecting the King, when you put it out in 2007. Where did this come from? Where did this message come from? How crazy is that? I called my my director, and he said, I don't know how to get a hold of Joe. I said, well, okay, I'll figure it out. I get a hold of Joe. We've been friends now, like really good friends since I contacted him, and he did the movie score for the movie. And then he's now creating Harmonic Egg music pieces because those have to be consciously created by a high
Yeah.
heart energy and with integrity and love. And so it's just crazy how everything just showed up. Everything came together. There were so many magical stories. I could yap on for 30 more minutes about it, but I won't. But you can just see how it magically came together.
It's beautifully shot. It's and
Thank you.
you weave you weave the harmonic egg in there, and not as an infomercial, but just this. You give a little information, and then you go here, and then you give a little bit more information, and then you it's really it's a 50-minute documentary. It goes by very, very quickly. Right after I viewed it, I did reach out to Gail, and I'm like, the lady that you got Reiki from at that in the middle of the documentary, I could feel the energy coming off her hands, and I'm just watching it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what was that like?" That was
She's
amazing.
amazing, and then it was in the middle of Sedona, how can you go wrong there? The energy there is just is beautiful, and I wanted to have some harmonic egg music in it, and I wanted
Mhm.
people to also when they finished watching the movie, it's kind of a teaser for the people in the healing world. You're gonna be like, "Uh-huh, oh, mhm, yep, oh, right, exactly." And then there's going to be maybe the baby boomers that haven't been introduced to this before. So I didn't want to overwhelm them with a lot of heady things that they would be like,
Right,
what? Because, then it goes really fast. It's 50 minutes and it's packed with information and really good little tidbits and great quotes. But you know how when you're watching a movie and you don't understand, and then 5 minutes have gone by, you're still thinking about what you didn't understand, and then you missed that 5 minutes. So
right.
I wanted it to be quick, but I also wanted it to be a feel good with nature. And it just so happened that two eagles on my in my development, it's not on my property, but in my development, two eagles had just had babies. Well, one eagle had the baby, but there were two involved, right?
It's too
And
involved. We'll give you that.
and so we did some drone footage because the eagles were staying by the nest. So we got this beautiful footage of eagles. And then we went to the bee huts where you can lie inside of this cedar hut
I never heard of
and
that
lying
before,
on
and
the
I'm like, "I
beehive.
wanna do that."
Yeah. Yep, in Lafayette, Colorado, Capella Ranch has 2 bee huts. So we invaded their property and we're like, okay, all the film crew was out there. We're out there filming and they loved having us there. And so we had Charles, one of our professionals, experts, he was in there. And then we have at the very end, the very special guest, the very supporting cast member, Holly, my horse, who is the star of the show. And I told the filmmaker and the director, I said, you're going to get her to do something once or twice. She's the kind of girl that said, she's like, I'm 26. I showed you I did it. I'm done. Like, I'll do
Yeah.
it once and then I can do it. I'm done. And he said, "Oh, have her do it again." I said, "I don't know if she's going to do it again." So he had her do 5 or 6 or 7 different things over and over and over and over and over again. And I kept thinking, "Oh, she's not going to do it again." And she did. "Oh, she's not going to do it again for sure this time." And she did. It's like she knew that
She
there's some
knew.
magic that she had to share with the audience of her connection with me, her mystical, magical unicorn self. And I don't even seeing it on the big screen. We did a live screening at a theater in Greeley, Colorado, Wednesday. So 2 days ago. It's now the 11th. It was on the 9th of October. I still cry at the end when I see
Yeah.
her. She's just so beautiful.
And she's so proud to be on camera. She's like, "Mom, we're on this."
Oh,
Like, she's like, if she could
yeah.
fist bump you and say, "We're doing this," like, that's what she did. Like, that's what I got from her. I was like, "Oh, hi, Holly." Oh, it was just it was. And as she transitions, she will be caught on film in this beautiful way forever. For, like, ever. It's documented. And so it's like, "Oh, yeah, she totally was like, 'Mom, I got you.'" Like, we're doing this.
I got you. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
totally. She knew it. It was awesome. I it the and you did it in a way where if someone is extremely into Western medicine or their mindset or whatever they believe, you you invited people to come in and explore the documentary, and it was about love, and it was about sovereignty, and it was about empowering yourself, and if you're curious about an egg, great. If you're curious about Reiki, if you're curious about going out and hanging with some bees, I mean, the look on his face when you guys opened the door after he had his time with the bees, I was just like, "Oh, I wanna do that." Right, right? And there's all of these different ways that we can heal ourselves and in community and love. So, you have an ask. You have created this, you've birthed this in basically 9 months. Nice job. Like, whoop. And the goal
Wait a minute,
is
9
for
months? I just heard you say 9 months. Yeah, it was a baby. I birthed
it
it.
was a
That's
baby. You
hilarious.
birthed it, right?
Yeah.
You have to use that one moving forward. I'm just kidding. So
Yeah.
your ask is for 1,000,000 people to experience this beautiful documentary, this beautiful invitation. Again, everybody, and I have it scrolling at the bottom of the screen. It's time.love. But you do have a simple ask. What is your ask after someone watches this and experiences it?
Yeah, my simple ask is to share it. The bookends of the film are it starts out judgment is the only thing that separates us. And it ends with a challenge of, if just 10% of people in the world would do, some act of kindness or love, we could change the world. So my ask is that I want 1 million people to watch it and 1 million people to do one extra thing with kindness and love in their day. And so if you watch it, share it with as many people as you can so that we can try to create this tsunami or maybe hurricane. And then, we're talking these days
Of positiveness.
where we just, right. And we just blast through the world and create kindness and love. And we change the energy of the world. I wanted this out before the election. We have our USA election. And I just see that we can shift this result, whatever the result is, whether you're happy with it or not happy with it. Can we just shift this and realize that we are all connected? We're all one. And together we can take our power back and we can raise the vibration no matter who's the winner. But we as a people can raise the vibration and still all be winners and create a world that works for everyone no matter if it's Democratic or Republican. Let's stop the judgment. Let's start more kindness and more love and come together in community and make the world the way that we want it to see it.
Right. And it starts with ourselves. I mean, like, I know it sounds really cliche and simple and, but it does. And it could because if we can have this goodness in ourselves, it's like the throwing the rock in the lake and it just has that ripple effect. And I will tell you that after I watched it, I was mailing out magazines and I brought the beautiful ladies at the post office some flowers. So that was my gift of love after watching the documentary.
That's so sweet.
They're like, "What are you doing this for?" And I'm just like, "Well, because I just it'll brighten your day." And it was just something little. It was and these gestures do not have to be large. They do not have to be expensive. It could be just a little bit of time. It could be just an extra smile. I mean, there's so many different things that people could be doing on such a small scale, but then you do one and then you're like, "Ooh, I can do this, and then I can do this, and then I can do this." It's it's contagious.
Well, and you told me a story not too long ago that I thought was beautiful. You're such a beautiful soul and you're spreading that love glitter all over the place. And you said you had kind of glanced over at some people in a car next to you and they just thought, "Oh, what does she want?" And they kind of got nasty with you. And
They
you're
did.
like, "I think you guys are beautiful." And I thought, "Oh my gosh, because we expect that somebody's going to be a hater. We expect someone to be, what do you want? Why are you staring at me?" Well, what if it's just that you just thought she was beautiful, and so you got to tell her that, and that changed the energy, and it maybe helped them to release some trauma where they always expect someone to be looking at them because there's something wrong. What
Yeah.
if we can change that energy and we can realize not everybody's out to get us, not everybody's out for hate and discontent, but maybe people are actually out to love and to be kind and to deliver flowers.
That was a fun science experiment in the car that I told you about. Like,
Yeah.
that was really interesting because the old me or whatever, in a different dimension, frequency, or just the past, if someone would have responded to me like that, and we weren't that far away, I might have had a different reaction, but I just looked at her and I was just like, "You're beautiful." Like, she didn't know what to do, and it was great though because it was talking about changing energy instantly. It just happened, and
Right.
it was lovely. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that one up. That was a good one.
Yeah.
But
It was such it just stuck with me because, it happened to me one time. I was looking at somebody and it stuck in my mind because they had the same beautiful burnt orange car that I used to own. And I was looking at him and she was looking at me like, "What do you want, woman?" And I rolled down my window and so she rolls down her window like, "Oh God, she's ready for a fight." And I go, "I love the color of your car." And she's like, "Oh, thank you."
you can watch it happen. You can feel it. It's just this lovely shift. And just imagine if we all could do that. It could
Yeah.
just I don't know, you're onto something. I'm gonna tell you, you're onto
I
something.
hope so.
Well,
That's why,
you
I don't wanna charge for it. It's just a passion project. If people share it, and what if? What if
yeah.
everybody started doing one more thing with kindness and love, and what if 1,000,000 people did that? That would change the energy. Like Wayne Dyer says, I can't remember the numbers, but he said, if 10 people do something with love, it'll affect 500. And if 500 people do something with love, it affects 1,000,000. And it just goes on and on.
You guys, it's Friday. You're gonna have an hour to yourself this weekend. Please go to itstime.love and check it out and give us some feedback. Let us know what you think about it because I'm really excited to share it. I even went to Gail. I put it on my email signature and I send a lot of emails out every single day with an invitation for people to get it. I really love this documentary. I love this piece. And thank you so much for being here. And just it's an honor to partner with you here, there, and everywhere.
Well, let me just say too, I was just thinking about this. My guides told me the website has crashed a few times from people watching it. So it's also on YouTube and Rumble. So
Okay.
you can watch it for free on YouTube and Rumble as well. Harmonic Egg's YouTube channel and the Harmonic Egg Rumble channel. So it's time. Yes, it's definitely time. And it's time for the internet to not crash so people can watch it.
It's actually kind of cool that it's crashed because it shows that it's working. Like
Yeah.
because people are watching it. But then you're kind of like, "Come on, don't crash."
Right, right.
You're like,
So
"Oh
where
my
there's a
goodness."
will, there's a way.
You're
If you can't get it
absolutely
on Instagram.love, go to YouTube. If you can't, go to Rumble. So there's where there's a will, there's a way.
okay, Gail Lynn, hold my beer. Happy Friday.
Watch this.
It was
All
absolutely
right, love
lovely
you,
connecting
girl.
with you. Love you too. We'll see you soon. Thanks everyone for tiling in. Check out It's Time Love. YouTube channel, Rumble. You'll see it. You'll be called to do it. And the B section is amazing. And then ending with Holly, giving a little love to Holly. Ooh, ooh, Holly, Holly, Holly. Have a great one. Explore your higher consciousness with the Edge Media Platform. We're a multimedia platform dedicated to connecting curious teachers and seekers in a safe, welcoming space. Dive into spiritual growth with our print magazine, digital content, podcasts, and in-person experiences. Whether you're seeking wisdom or sharing it, we're here to inspire and uplift your journey, here, there, and everywhere. Connect with us today.